We are just hours away from Congress passing a historic COVID relief bill that President Biden's administration says will catapult the economy and send much needed relief to you and millions of Americans. Lawmakers passed a key procedural measure, setting the stage for the House now to pass that final bill as soon as tomorrow morning.
It all comes as the nation reaches a major milestone today. For the first time, there are now more people vaccinated in the U.S. than the number of confirmed cases in America. We begin tonight with NewsNation correspondent Joe Khalil, live outside of the White House tonight with the very latest. Joe.
Yeah, Rob, President Biden today actually left the White House for a little while on what we expect to be the last day before that vote in the House. He was trying to sell the package yet again. Democrats in Congress also feeling very confident about it. But if they move forward with this bill, they may have to do it without any Republican support. On the eve of the final vote in Congress on his $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan, President Biden today visited a mom-and-pop hardware store in Washington, touting the bill's benefits for small business and giving an upbeat account of the fight against COVID.
We're also at a point where I think we're going to begin to gain control of this virus.
The House will be in order.
Tomorrow comes the final hurdle, a vote in the House.
There's broad support for this type of help. I've heard from small business owners. I've heard from families.
Democrats say the bill offers much needed help to Americans struggling to make ends meet because of the pandemic.
I mean, this is a $2 trillion spending spree, basically.
But it's likely the bill won't get a single Republican vote.
We've got to be really careful about, one, creating a welfare state through the programs we're creating through this package.
Among GOP objections, expanded health care subsidies under the Affordable Care Act and a boost to the child tax credit to a minimum of $3,000 per child. And if you could please address some of the criticism that those two measures specifically have been getting, that they are not in any way related to COVID relief or stimulus directly.
Well, I would say if you're a family with kids, then the notion that the child tax credit is unrelated to the economy is an absurd notion.
But that argument doesn't fly with Republicans.
Whether it's a good idea or not needs to be debated independently. Don't take advantage of a crisis to try to ram through a socialist agenda.
Now, Jen Psaki also says the president is going to try, if this bill does pass and he can sign it, to do so quickly. They want to get stimulus checks out likely within 48 hours. They say the president's not even going to have his name on the check just so they can process them much quicker. Remember, in the middle of March and this month, probably by the end of this week, benefits could run out from the last stimulus package. So that's why the White House and congressional Democrats are on this tight timeline here.
And Joe, you mentioned a few specific items that Republicans object to, but I think people at home are wondering, what are the main objections to this massive bill? And people are curious, why don't even some moderate Republicans support the plan right now?
Yeah, I mean, it was telling that no Republicans at all in the Senate voted for it or in the House. The biggest objection is, number one, the price tag of it. They just said that this bill could have been much smaller. And I think there are things that you can pick out in there specifically that they think, look, money shouldn't be going to these things. Also, fundamentally, Republicans have said, many of them in the Senate and the House, they felt like they were not at the negotiating table when this bill came together. They had a number of other COVID relief packages before this one where they would argue were much more bipartisan in terms of the process that ended up yielding those packages. Not the same for this one, and that's why potentially we could see another vote tomorrow with 0 Republicans on it.